Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with InkandInspirations.com. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And in this video, we're going to be making two projects with this beautiful So Many Stars bundle from the Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog. Now, it's a mega bundle. It is beautiful. It's a huge stamp set with lots of stars and greetings. It's on page 11 of the holiday catalog, and you can see all of the sentiments and the stars here. And then on the previous page 10, you see the bundled price here, which you get the stamp set and the beautiful dies for 10% off. So I've got the bundle here with the stamp set and the dies that we're going to be using today. And we're going to be making an ornament first. So let's get started. This is the ornament we're making, and I usually try to make at least one style of handmade ornament each year, and I write the date on the back so that I have them through the years that I hang them on my tree. And so for this one, I've done the die cutting already, but it starts with a sparkle glimmer circle punched with a 2 1/4 inch circle punch. So let me punch that out, and that'll be the base. And then I have some die cuts already here. I'm going to show you what I've used. I've left those, I haven't punched them out of the glimmer paper yet. But this star is cut from a piece of the Night Before Christmas Designer Series paper. I loved the cherry cobbler. And I have to tell you, I got the idea from seeing this ornament right here. So, you know, I kind of put my twist on it, and I think I made it a little bit different, and so I wanted to share that. And in the dies here, I used the second to the largest star to cut that out. I used this little die cut ornate star for the center, okay? And then here, these little flourishes, there are 4 of them, 4 dies, so you can cut 4 at a time. I needed 5 of them for the ornament, so I just had to run those through twice. And then, of course, I just assembled it together, and so let's do that now. Okay, let me get my die out of the way. So I have my circle, which is the base. Then I'm going to go ahead and punch these out. Now I left these in to remind myself to tell you that when I die cut glimmer paper, I try to remember to put the white side up first. It just works better for me. Easier to cut. Oh, there's 5 of those. 5. I keep finding them. So you would only have to run it through one time to get all 5 of those. Boy, surprises, surprises. I had just started working with this today, and the more I worked with it, as you can see now, the more I discover. That's awesome. So really saves time when you can do your die cutting at one time for the little pieces that you need. I'm just picking these out here. I don't have my die brush with me, so there we go. All right, so there's that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, then I have these 3 here. I'm going to punch those centers out. Glimmer paper is a little more stubborn when you're die cutting, but it really is worth the little bit of extra time it takes to get the little pieces and get them prepared for your project. Sometimes I'll just leave some of those center parts in there too. I think it provides just a different look, but I want mine all punched out today for this project. Okay, I love this bundle. My Stampin' Up! Team of demonstrator, the name is the Ink and Inspiration Stars, so I knew I had to have this bundle. Okay, now, on this one, I did the scoring on the star to make it dimensional, but I'm not going to do it on this one because I ended up wanting to flatten it out anyway, so I'm just going to leave this star as it is. And I'm going to go ahead, and the 4 bends between the points, I'm going to put some glue dots. And this is the easiest way. I tried several kinds of adhesive. And this worked the best, the glue dots. When you're dealing with glimmer paper too, you really need to find something that's going to hold on to that glitter. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll take these and I'll just tuck them in each bend like that. I want the 3 little petals, so to speak, to show. Okay, and I've kind of lined up those edges there with the edge of the star. There we go. So I'm just curious if any of you make ornaments for your tree. I usually, with the Christmas cards that I make and the other crafting that I do for gifts or whatever, if I get to this, then I've had a little bit of spare time toward the end before the holiday gets here. So I was excited to do this so I would have these for this year. Okay, so that's going to go over top there, and I'm going to go ahead and press down. I centered it, and I'm pressing on those glue dots, and that's what's going to hold it to that circle. Okay. If you'd like, you can secure it even more by tucking a glue dot under each of the 5 points, okay? And I may end up doing that. Okay, for this one, I tried to use the liquid glue, and I ended up going back in, drying the glue off, and using a glue dot. So I'm gonna put that in the center. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, so now we're almost finished. I've already stamped peace in Versamark on white, on our white vellum, and embossed it with white embossing powder. And I'm using a couple of glue dots behind this to just put right here on the ornament. Okay, and then I used white twine, baker's twine there, but I punched a hole with a hole punch and it was a little too big. So I'm going to try something different on this one. I'm going to get my Stampin' Pierce mat and I'm going to pierce a hole, okay? And I'm going to stick it very carefully through there to make it a little larger. We'll see if that works. I'm going to use linen thread this time to go through it. So you can use either baker's twine or linen thread. Just know that if you decide to use the linen thread, you may, not the linen thread, the baker's twine, you may need to punch a bigger hole than just with your paper piercer. Sometimes I wish I had this ready to go with needle and thread to thread it through, but it looks like it's cooperating this time. Yeah, that's going to look nice. Okay, that's a little bit too much. Bring it down some. And let's give it a cut. And then I'm going to knot it off at the top and then trim it again. And we'll have a good little hanger. Okay, there we go. Isn't that pretty? Now, of course, I had done all the die cutting and everything, but, and when I make these, I don't make a lot of them. I make a few so that I can date them and hang them on the tree. Okay, so there's the first project. There's our ornament. Hope you like that. Now, let me clear this out of the way. And I have a project that I hope will be helpful for you at this time of year if you're giving baked goods. I call this my cookie box. Okay, this will slip right off and it'll open up. And I've got that beautiful star flourish, see there? Put your cookies or candies in a little Ziploc and tuck that in, and then this is ready to give. This paper I'm using is the Noble Peacock Specialty Designer Series paper in Blueberry from the annual catalog. I think it's gorgeous for Christmas. Any of those designs. Beautiful. Okay, let's get started. Let me show you first. I have a template here, which I will take a photo of and post on my blog, okay? If you're watching this on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a link back to my blog with this. And so I have a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. On one side, you score it at 3 and 9. You flip it, then you score it 1, 3.5, 6.5, and 9. And then these X's here show that these sections, this whole section here, will be cut off on both sides. And then this line, you'll extend and just cut along that line. Same with this one. Cut along this line and cut along this line. Okay, let's do it. All right. I have already my little star flourish punched out. And so I'm going to set that here. It has little stars that you can punch out of that die after you cut it that you can use on your project as well. Okay, let's get the Simply Scored scoring tool in place. And I'm going to be looking at my cue card over here so I can score correctly. Okay, first side, 3 inches and 9 inches. All the way down. Now let's turn it. This is a good thick paper too, heavyweight, so it's great for the box. Okay, this one side is going to be 1 inch, 3 1/2, 6 1/2, and 9 inches. Okay, I'll get the Simply Scored out of the way. And I'm going to gently fold on all these score lines. When you're dealing with foil, I don't use a bone folder usually because I don't want it to crack, okay? Which one's very durable. It's a little thicker, so it does well for this kind of project. Okay, did I get that score? Yeah, it's here. Oh, sorry. Let me fold here. Got a little excited there and shook the camera. All right. Okay. Let's come this way again and this way again. Okay, so let's get this 1 inch score up here at the top and we're going to mark it. It's going to be easier to see on this white side, of course. So we're going to cut off that and that and that and that. And then we're going to, of course, cut this up. Okay, this cuts off, and then I'm going to cut up on this line. Same thing over here on this side. This right here is making the box lid. Okay, so come across and then come on up. Then we're going to flip it and do the same thing on this side. And normally I wouldn't be drawing on my paper if I was, but I'm doing this so that you can see again the process, okay? I can always erase it, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, here we go. Let's start cutting. Okay, cut on the score line. And all the way up, following that line. And then we're going to cut this part off. Same thing on this side. Cut all the way up. Whoops. And then cut this off. Save these pieces because you can use them, punch some ornaments or something out of them. Even use it on a card. All right, let's turn it and we're going to cut up on these 2 lines. And here. Okay, so now It's going to assemble just like this. And this is going to come up. Now, on my first box, I used the detailed trio punch to round the corners. But I'm going to try not doing that this time, okay, and see if the closure does a little better. It wanted to pop up a little bit on my last one, so I'm going to try not doing it this time and see how it works. Okay, I'm going to use liquid glue, and I like to do the front part of the box first. So on the right side, come on, glue. I think I'm getting low. There we go. Okay, these two tabs. Okay, I'm going to pull this up and match the sides. I need to turn the sound off on my computer. All right, just like this. Okay. Try to even that out there, and I'm going to hold it just a bit. Let it set. Make sure my sides are even. And then we're going to do these two sides. See how simply this goes together? I love this little box. It's kind of like a giant size animal cracker box. Don't you think? Okay, we're going to bring this up and match the sides. The liquid glue, it takes a little bit to set, but it really helps and it gives you some wiggle room if you don't get it straight, okay? Let me hold that. Hold that. Okay, it's ready for treats, just about. I might need to add some more glue toward the top there. Let me... take my bone folder and kind of push down on the inside here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, I don't know that it's any different. I think because I didn't burnish that, that's why it's wanting to pop up a little more. No, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so I just did a little more of a bend there, a little more of a crease. So see, isn't that cute? Okay, so now let's get busy with this. And punching all these out. See the stars? They're hard to see on my white, and these pieces come out so easily. I didn't do it because I wanted to keep track of the stars. I didn't do it ahead of time. Okay, let's see. There's another little piece right there. So I'm going to put this over here toward the left side of the top, and you want to make sure you don't have to cover every bit of surface, but you want like the different, although there are no points on this, but well, I say none. See the star? You want to get like along each critical edge. Okay. And where you have some room there. Okay, I'm going to switch this over. Okay, let's try to put this down. Okay, I got a little smear, but that's okay. It'll dry clear. It would be nice if I had tweezers to put it down. Okay. All right, it's so sparkly. I'm going to clean that off a little bit. And you could use our fine tip glue as well. It's just that that's always on my desk and I use it. Okay, so I see a little smears, but it's going to dry clear and it's going to be fine. Okay, I had them on the other one as well. Okay, so now I'm going to take our dotted tulle ribbon and try not to mess with the with the stars there. And I'm going to, this is what is the closure. And I'm going to cut a good probably 24 inches because I want to tie a bow. So let me get this here. And I'm going to put those other stars on in a minute. I want to get that to, let that dry a little bit before I start messing around it again. Okay. Tie a bow. Okay. And then I have a blueberry grosgrain bow, the 1/8 inch that I've already pre-tied a bow, and I have a glue dot on the back of it. That's just to give it some more of that blueberry color over here. So I'm just sticking it on top of the previously tied bow. Okay, now we're going to make an easy tag. Let me get some Whisper White cardstock. And I have the stamp, "May you enjoy this beautiful season." And I'm going to open up my blueberry bushel and stamp it on here. Let's go this way. Okay, then I'm using a lighter blue, balmy blue, and I have these little scattering of stars from the stamp set, and I'm going to ink it up, stamp off, and then stamp over. Just kind of giving it a background, almost like making my own designer paper. Okay, that's good. Let's get our timeless label punch, but you could use any punch you have that would fit this sentiment. Okay, and then I'm going to sponge around it. This is a sponge dauber that already has some blueberry bushel ink on it. Just going to finish off that edge since I'm not going to back it with anything. Then I'll take this hole punch and punch a hole. You can use any hole punch. This is just an old one I have. And I have some baker's twine, white baker's twine here. And you can cut about 8 inches. Let's see how I want to do this. That's longer than 8 inches. It's probably about 12, but I'm going to go through here like this, and then go through this loop like that. And then let's get our box, and I'm not going to forget to put those other stars on. What I do here is I lift up the ends of the bow and the loops, and I come underneath that to the band of ribbon that's going around the box, and then I just tie it on. Try not to catch this in there. Okay, and then I'm going to tie a knot. And you can write to and from on the back or just leave it blank. We also have a to from punch that's great, that's in the Itty Bitty Christmas Sayings or Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set. It's right here. See, that's a great to and from you could put on the back of that tag. Now, let's finish this off with some stars, shall we? Okay. Just scatter them. I think it's so cool that we have the stars punched while we're doing this ornate piece. And I think there are 5 of them. I can't believe I didn't know there were 5 of those little flourishes. Goodness. Okay, there we go. There are 2 fun projects with the So Many Stars bundle from the holiday catalog. I hope you enjoyed that. Please give that a try. If you don't have this bundle, it's beautiful for any time of year. It does have some beautiful Christmas and holiday sayings on it, but the stars, you know, you can use stars all the time, okay? So, great set, great bundle. Get it and enjoy it. If you have any questions, let me know. Visit my website at inkandinspirations.com, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.